Hey everybody, thank you for watching today. We're going to take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Street Fighter figures from Jada Toys. They had the Chun-Li in the pink outfit, and they had the Violent Ken figure as well. Last year they had Evil Ryu, so it is fitting that they did Violent Ken this year. Now the Chun-Li figure is one that I probably would not have gone for, except for the fact that she does have an alternate head that the original release from Jada Toys did not have. She also comes with that same alternate head and hands for the original Chun-Li, so you can do the victory pose with the original Chun-Li as well. So if you wanted to get those parts for your original Chun-Li, then you have to get this one. So I got this figure for that, but also I'll have another Chun-Li, which is always fine, and then Violent Ken as well. Violent Ken, his first debut in a video game was in SNK vs. Capcom, or SDCC Chaos, I believe. Although I guess the first idea of Violent Ken came from the Street Fighter anime movie. And then his other appearance, I think he's only appeared twice in games. I could be wrong about that, but I know Violent Ken was in SDCC Chaos, which recently released and is available to download on the Switch, which is where I downloaded it, but I think it's also on PS4 and 5, maybe Xbox. I don't know what all it came out on, but I know it's on Switch. That's where I got it. But Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers, I think this is Switch exclusive. I could be wrong, but they put Violent Ken in this game as well. So this was also an appearance of Violent Ken, which it does list him here on the back. All right, now we're going to open up both of these. We're going to take a look at both of them. We'll compare them to some other figures. And if you want to get these now, I believe they're still actually available at Jada Toys. They were still on the site recently, at least this week, which I was kind of surprised at. I know Evil Ryu originally sold out very fast. I didn't even get to order him in time to get him like right after the convention. I actually didn't get my Evil Ryu till much later when it finally shipped to me. So it was really cool that I got these so quickly. Just got these yesterday. Now they came in separate boxes, which was interesting. I thought they would ship together in one box, but that's fine, doesn't bother me at all. I got both of them, so let's go ahead and get these open and have a look. All right, now before we open these up, let's just take a look at the boxes really quick here. For the Chun-Li, this is the front of the box. It looks really nice. The back as well looks very nice. I'm definitely going to save these boxes. And for our Violent Ken, here's the front of our package. And the back of the packaging as well. Now, once I open these up, I am assuming that there's internal packaging as well. This is probably just a slip cover, probably the same thing kind of for the Chun-Li, but we will see. So let's get this plastic off and open these. All right, here's our packaging for Chun-Li outside of the slip cover. You can see the figure, all the extra heads, the hands, and the effect pieces. Now, the original Chun-Li, I believe, only had the kick effect piece. She did not have the fireball. Here's a picture of the back of the box. This is the new pose that is exclusive to this figure, except for the fact she does come with those parts for the original release, so you can put her in this pose as well. And we also have the look here at all of the figures. Now, the thing about this is that at the convention, they did reveal all of the Street Fighter figures on display, including Akuma. It was an amazing display, and if you haven't seen it, go look up some videos and watch the San Diego Comic-Con 2024 Jada Toys display for the Street Fighter figures. It's really awesome, and made me regret the fact that I did end up selling my Evil Ryu from last year, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Here is our Violent Ken outside of the slipcover. We have his extra heads. We have the pieces here for the stage, including the broken barrel. The Evil Ryu last year did come with the broken sign and the regular sign like on the stage. We have different effect pieces here as well. Looks really awesome. And the back of the box, we just have Ken in a pose, Violent Ken, and we also have down here again all the characters that are available. Now they're not all out yet, only certain ones are, but they have all been made, at least the prototypes have all been made for all of them. And I can't remember which ones have been released. I know Ryu and Evil Ryu, Ken's been released, Chun-Li, Violent Ken, obviously. There's also been other variants of Ryu and Chun-Li that have come out as well. I believe Dalzim has come out. I think M. Bison has come out. And Fei Long was in the first wave. Not sure if anybody else is out yet. But this might be a line where I want to get everybody eventually. Alright, so now let's open these up and have a look at everything that's inside. Alright, so here we have the back of the box. You could use this as a backdrop if you wanted to for the figure. And here we have the Chun-Li figure itself. And just for a closer look. Now personally, I think Jada Toys has done a great job with their sculpts on the Street Fighter figures. I think the faces look good, especially for what you're getting and the price. I think the paint apps have been really good on all the figures as well. Now with that figure, you are getting this fireball, which looks really cool. So that's a really good accessory. Now I will say that the top part here is a little bit looser on the stand, so I could definitely see that falling over time. You could tighten it up, but it's not a traditional screw in there, so you'd have to figure out how to get that tightened properly. And you can also switch out her fireball for the kick effect. You can pose her with her leg inside of the effect, so it looks like she's doing her lightning kick if you would like, and I will have that shown off at the end of the video. Now we do get 3 alternate heads for Chun-Li. There's this head. This is the same head that comes with the regular release as well. And then you do get the laughing head. Now this is not in the original release. This is used to pose her in the pose from the back of the box that was her victory pose. And you also get this laughing head with the hair buns that match the original release of Chun-Li, so you can use this. So you can use this head on the original figure to put the original figure in the victory pose. You would have to use the hands that come with the Comic-Con exclusive Chun-Li with the original Chun-Li to put her in that pose. Now she does come with 2 closed fists that are already on her figure when you get her. She also comes with these flat hands. Now those were also on the original figure. And then lastly, she comes with the exclusive hands for the victory pose. So those all look really cool. We'll go ahead and swap out hands real quick just to see how easy it is. Now I will say you have to pull a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it'll break at all. I have the other Chun-Li figure, so I know it doesn't feel dangerous when you're trying to remove the hands, for example. Now you do want to be careful. These bracelets do slide, and they will slide off if you aren't careful, so then you'll have to get them put back on. For example, if we did slide this off all the way, which is a different way to pose her if you did want to take the bracelets off, but we can put that back on. And snap that hand in. And let's go ahead and take her head off. Now the head removed a lot easier. and it took a little bit to put that head on. I'm sorry if I pulled her a little bit off camera as I was doing that. I am off to the side here instead of behind it. But we know the posability on these figures is good. I don't really want to go over too much on the posability, but they're very, very nice figures in my previous experience with them. Now, it does look like I did not do a review of the Evil Ryu. I thought I had. I do want to bring in our other Chun-Li. Alright, so here you can see the original release of Chun-Li next to our new Chun-Li. Same figure, there's not really any difference besides the paint job on them. Of course, we do have the new head for the old Chun-Li, so let's put that on. Alright, so there we go. So now we have this new head that goes with the original Chun-Li release. I'll probably store that with the rest of her accessories. And I'll bring in one more Chun-Li figure to compare these two. Right now over here on the right, I have added in the SH Figure Arts Chun-Li. This is the recent re-release that they did with the Street Fighter 6 branding. Now, this figure, I had the original, and I had at one point in one of my phases when I was getting rid of some of my figures, because I do that from time to time, depending on what I am actually displaying and what just hasn't been displayed in a while. I had gotten rid of all the Street Fighter SH Figure Arts I had, so I'm glad they did some re-releases. I did pick up the Chun-Li and Ryu. I did a whole review on them that I never actually posted, but she looks great. Obviously, of all the three figures, I believe she would be the superior one. Posability-wise, looks-wise, you can see both of these have a thigh cut here, and I much prefer the way that the posing is done with SH Figure Arts, where they don't have thigh cuts. And but overall, even though these aren't as high quality as this, you're also not paying the high quality price you pay for an SH Figure Arts. So these are great figures. I'm not trying to put them down. I love what Jada Toys is doing. I'm really excited to see where they continue to go after Street Fighter 2, going into hopefully more Street Fighter games. I would love to see some Street Fighter 3 stuff especially, but hopefully some Alpha stuff as well. And I would love to see them get a license to SNK stuff. I don't know if they ever would, but I would just love to have a Terry Bogard and a Blue Mary in this scale so much. I have the Storm Collectibles versions, but they're just so big and that's just out of scale. I would love to be able to put them in scale with these Street Fighter figures. So that is a look at the new Jada Toys San Diego Comic-Con 2024 exclusive Chun-Li. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Violent Ken now. Alright, so here is what we have at the back of the box for Violent Ken. So again, you could use that for a backdrop if you wanted to. Here is the Violent Ken figure itself. Now I will say he comes with some really cool stuff. He comes with these barrels, like in the stage and the one that breaks when you knock somebody into it. He comes with his fireball. He does come with another effect piece that you can use for his Dragon Punch. He comes with 2 extra heads, and we're going to talk about the heads in just a minute. And we're going to get into these in a lot more detail. He comes with 2 extra hands for the Hadouken, and that is it. Now, I do wish he came with some more hands. The Chun-Li figure we just looked at does have more extra hands than this Ken does. However, I would say that the extra hands she comes with are really more for that victory pose, and the original Chun-Li came with the exact same set of extra hands as this Ken. That's one thing I would like to see Jada Toys do more of in these figures, is to give more possible hands for the figures. However, it's not a deal breaker, obviously, and if it means that the cost would go up a lot, then I don't want them to do that. I'm happy with these figures. So let's take a look at the faces. I want to talk about this face right off the bat, the one that comes with the figure. I'm actually not a fan of this one at all. I actually think it looks really creepy. And But I don't mean that like in a good way, like, oh, this Ken looks creepy. He should look creepy because he is Violent Ken, but I don't know. There's something really off-putting about this one to me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one off, and I probably am not going to use this one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the yelling head on the figure. I think this one looks better. Again, I don't know what it is about that other head, but I just really don't like it. That maybe sounds a little too strong. I don't know that I really don't like it, but it's, I don't know, there's something about it. And then here's his one with the gritting teeth. Maybe it's the smile on that one. But anyway, and this one looks okay as well, but we're going to go ahead and leave the yelling head on him. Now again, like I said, he comes with the fireball. The fireball is really cool because it has these hands inside of the fireball as well. I have not played Ultra Street Fighter 2 in a while, so I'm not sure if that's something that shows up in the game when you do the fireball with him. But it's pretty cool. Now, I will say about this stand, it just dropped on its own because the weight of this fireball and how loose this part of the stand is. This part's not as loose, but this top one is so loose. I need to find a way to tighten it, really, if I'm going to use it to display this fireball at all. Because look, see, barely touch it, it tips over. That's an issue. And one thing I talked about, I think in the SH Figure Arts review that I didn't post, I had to tighten those stands as well, but they use regular screws, so I was able to use a Phillips head screwdriver. This does not, so I'm going to have to find a way to tighten this. Moving on, like I said, here's his effect piece for his Dragon Punch. Now this does not have a hand inside of it. With this piece, you just put his hand inside of it. You also don't put his hand inside that fireball. It just has hands in the fireball. So anyway, there is a look at that effect piece. We'll probably try that out in the end shot. And just his other hands here. We have the hands that you would use for the Hadouken. I just swapped out his hands. I will say his hands were a lot easier to swap out than Chun-Li's. They weren't in very tight. And not in a bad way where I think it's anything like where these are just going to fall out. But I did just want to mention that it was easier to switch these out. And this is just a quick shot of me getting him into a pose for this. Could probably do it better with a little more time, a little more work trying to get it more accurate to the actual pose in game. But he does have posability. This is with his alternate hands. Alright, so I do not have a Ken figure from Jada Toys to compare this to. I also don't have an SH Figure Arts Ken to compare this to. But I do have the SH Figure Arts Ryu. I don't have any Ryu at all. And as I mentioned, I did sell Evil Ryu, which I kind of regret now because I would love to have him displayed with Violent Ken. So what happened is I go through waves sometimes where in my collection I decide, you know, I bought this on a whim. I'm not the biggest Ryu fan maybe. And at the time, it's not that I'm not a fan of Ryu, obviously I am. I think this figure is great, but since it was just Evil Ryu, I thought I would rather just have plain Ryu, not worry about Evil Ryu. I don't care that much about Evil Ryu, actually. I feel like I bought it just because it was an exclusive and I could get it as an exclusive. And so I eventually decided to just sell it. I didn't try to sell it for an exorbitant amount. I actually just got what I paid for it. So I pretty much just sold it straight across what I paid for it. And but yeah, now I'm kind of wishing I still had it in my collection. Maybe one day I'll get one again, even though I'll probably have to pay more for it now. But I'll probably get one again. But all that set to say that I don't have much to compare this Ken to. I did see the Jada Toys Ken at the Augusta Toy and Comic Show. And if you watched my Augusta Toy and Comic Show video, you will have seen that I saw it at the Big Bad Toy Store booth, and I wanted to buy it, and they told me that they weren't selling it. It was just there to show off what they have on their site. Only to find out on Sunday that they had sold it to somebody, because they did decide to sell everything that they were displaying. Now, I wish they would have told me on Saturday that, hey, we're going to sell this stuff on Sunday, though, if you're here first, because then I would have tried to be there early on Sunday to buy it. But in any case, I haven't ordered one yet. I could just order it online. I will eventually get the regular Ken. But that's just for you to hear me complain a little bit. So anyway, here is just a comparison between the two. Now, Ken does have these thigh cuts I complained about with Chun-Li. Now, they're a little high up, and they're almost covered by the top of his gi, so it's not as big of an issue. It kind of blends in more, I think, than Chun-Li's do. And Ryu does not have them, of course. Like I said, he's SH Figure Arts. I think he can pose a little bit better. But I do have to say, these pose really well, and they're pretty close. And I actually do like the way the bicep cut is done up here. You don't really have that here. It's kind of like right at the shoulder, really. You don't have that on these figures, so I do kind of like that on the Jada toys. If I did want to give a point to them above the SH Figure Arts. Sculpt-wise, they both look good. These are a little shinier, but they look great. I really love this Violent Ken. I'm really glad I was able to get it, and it is still available at Jada Toys. One last thing, I just want to mention that this Chun-Li and Violent Ken are still available on Jada Toys' website. I'll put a link below to the website so you can go there, and if you would like to buy these, I recommend going ahead and buying them. They're great figures. This is a great Chun-Li. Even if you have the original Chun-Li, she has those extra parts so you can make the victory pose. I do wish that Chun-Li back there came with those originally, but at least she has a way to get those parts now if you didn't have them before. And we also have a new variant of Chun-Li, and she comes with the fireball as well, which is a really cool effect piece. The only downsides, again, like I said, the weakness in the stands not being tight enough. I wish they were tighter, and the quality was a little better on keeping those stands tight, especially since they're not as easy to tighten up, since they're not regular screws in those. Or I wish they would switch out the type of screw so that you could use a regular screwdriver to fix those if you needed to. Other than that, great figures, and I do wish that Chun-Li, you could move the Jada Toys buns like you can on the SH Figure Arts, just to make more dynamic poses, but that's okay that you can't. It just would be a nice addition to the figure if you were able to do that as well. Other than that, I can't really think of anything that I can complain about these figures. They look fantastic. The price is good. Now, regularly, your price on these is going to be $25, I believe, $20, $25, which is a good price. And then when you're getting these, this one is a little bit more. She does come with more effect pieces and more parts. She's $35, I think. And I think Ken is $40 for Violent Ken. Or is it 30? I don't remember. I'm going to put the link below, like I said, for Jada Toys' site. So go check them out. And if you're interested in these figures, pick them up. They're really great additions to your collection if you collect fighting game characters. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.